cash no
Alande. Make I walk you through my everyday life. Busy from the morning light. My to-do list long, shadow fit to overlap. So sharp, turn on mobile app. School fees check, light bills check. Do I'm with speed like a G4 jet. Every other day I am not upset. Check, I don't even use checks, city check. Me, I know they run to. Get a bill, then I tap and bounce to. Hey, no worries in my mind, though. Get a text, new amount in account to.
Cash no
Alande. See my eye gets like I hit the jackpot. Got a quick question for the chat, but where's the nearest ATM spot? New deposit in the cash slot. I be on my modern day new African steez. Digital man on my Q's and P's. The way it's safe and secure it to be. Woo-wee. Everyday life, time no day believe me. No long things in my life, like I'm simple and easy. Everyday life, time no day believe me. No long things in my life, like I'm simple and easy.
Easy, Absa. You see how they smile? I dey check my alpha. Oh, internet data finish. Then star 895 hash. Make I count my account.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goil Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goil Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goil Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goil Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
Accra College of Medicine is the leading private medical college in the country, seeking to train doctors who are committed to excellence and have the heart power. With the state-of-the-art facilities, small class size, and an amazing faculty, we help our students learn better.
My dream of becoming a medical doctor is now a reality because at ACM, I am offered the best learning experience.
We are accredited by the National Accreditation Board and the Medical and Dental Council. ACM is affiliated to the University of Ghana with mentorship from the University of Ghana Medical School.
For those who want to pursue medicine, our doors are wide open. Accra College of Medicine is the place to be.
Visit www.acm.edu.gh to apply now. Accra College of Medicine, producing the next generation of health professionals.
There's always that one individual so selfless and caring. The world still has caring people. Getting unexpected help is a joy for us. That's why at Prudential Life, we've introduced Ultimate, the no-lapse guarantee on your Premier and Classic farewell plans. The biggest challenge for most clients having a funeral policy is the fact that when they are unable to pay premiums due to financial challenges, the policies elapse and the full benefit falls off. We have introduced the no-lapse guarantee on our funeral plans. This ensures that you don't lose your full benefit during challenging financial moments. Prudential, always listening, always understanding.
I rather your humble servant do my back. And I tightness of crowd into him. That's why that Jimmy. My 277. What's your missa? Had been my papa to go me so. 2020 was a very tough year. 2021 dear mafia. First, me talk about Gary Kitwebi. Say the concrete and casa and the medigum. Papi, in the system in my day. Has been so dear, but me I am a kama. I am young palm, the Miamato. Show me a miracle.
Iba, took
It's showering cash with a grand prize of 100,000 Ghana cedis in the Airtel Tigo Tugumisu promo. Top up, do so much more on Airtel Tigo and earn points to win lots of cash. Dial star 500 hash and recharge 5 Ghana cedis to also win data and call minutes.
Get Airtel Tigo.
Airtel Tigo no, my
We are making a mark in Africa, building leaders and entrepreneurs who would push boundaries to rewrite the African story. Through ethical leadership, innovation, this is Africa. Welcome to the future. Welcome to Academic City. The first 250 new students who register with Academic City this year enjoy up to 50% discount on tuition fee. Visit www.act.edu.gh/admissions to apply now. You are the future. Choose ACT. Make your mark.
Choose Dano Milk for your family because 100% of our milk is sourced from our farms, taking great care in every step to ensure the milk that gets to you is of high quality. So build your strength every day with the goodness of Dano Milk. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Michael, we support the new system. Yeah, Michael.
Pacho, what Tony near?
Let's not go be able to go in the
Because support my boost your phone new system. Hey, what's a Michael t-shirt? Mato t-shirt. The come back fan kind of. The t-shirt will go, mommy.
Boss, champion, Mr. Mr. Willie one.
Okay.
Michael, supporting the new system.
And your well-being.
Vico 20 is not suitable for children under 12 years of age, pregnant women, and lactating mothers. A quality product from Joy Herbal Center. This advertisement has been vetted and approved.
The Money Zone, sponsored by Absa Bank, will take effect from the quarter-final stage of the competition. At the quarter-final stage, the final score of each of the schools will be multiplied by 10 Ghana cedis and converted to cash. At the semi-final stage, the final scores will be multiplied by 15 Ghana cedis, and at the grand finale, the scores will be multiplied by 25 Ghana cedis. Then last but not least is the Airtel Tigo Highest Scorer Award, sponsored by Airtel Tigo. This award will take effect from the preliminary stage to reward the school with the highest winning score among all the winning schools on each competition day. The prizes at the various stages are 1,000 Ghana cedis at the preliminary stage, 2,000 Ghana cedis at the 1/8 stage, 3,000 Ghana cedis at the quarter-final stage, 5,000 Ghana cedis at the semi-final stage, and 10,000 Ghana cedis at the grand finale.
Hello everyone, welcome to the 1/8 stage of the National Championship of the National Science and Math Quiz. Competing in the 10th contest are Adventist Senior High School, Bantama, Fomena T.I. Amass, and Keta Senior High Technical School. Yes, please come in. Fomena T.I. Amass and Keta Senior High Technical School. Adventist Senior High School Bantama is represented by
Pomfusi Monroe.
And
Tonto Abakuma Francis.
okay. So, Emmanuel and Francis, can you share with us your journey so far in the competition?
Okay, we went to the qualifiers, and by God's grace, we qualified to the preliminary stage. And still by God's grace, we are here.
Okay. Can you tell us what your motto means?
Our motto means we are very dedicated.
Okay. They are very, very educated. Then we have Fomena T.I. Amass, represented by
Oforis Africans
and
Samuel Louis.
Okay. Louis and Kingsford, can you share with us your journey so far in the competition?
Our journey started from the regionals through to the prelims, where we met St. Hubert Minor Seminaries and Yas and Tuages. Although we didn't win that contest, but we were one of the losing schools with highest marks that has brought us this far.
That's very nice. Can you also share with us your motto for the school?
Our motto is learn to serve.
Learn to serve. Okay. Then we have Keta Senior High Technical School, and it's represented by
Francis Calamini, final year.
And
Senyu Bright Kaju, final year.
So Francisca and Bright, can you also share with us your journey so far and what to expect?
Fortunately, as a seeded school, we didn't go through the preliminary stage of the competition, so we just had to come here. We just had to come to this stage directly.
Okay, and what should we expect?
Nothing but the best.
Is that what your motto says?
No.
What does your motto mean?
Our motto is Jolali, which means fly now or never.
Oh, okay. Right now or never. So right now or never we'll start our competition. The National Science and Math Quiz is proudly sponsored by the Ghana Education Service in partnership with Absa Bank and supported by Joy News, GOIL, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, Airtel Tigo, Dano Milk, Joy Industries, Kiki Juice Drink, Accra College of Medicine, Academic City University College, Adansi Travels, Kenya Airways, Zipline, GTP, and YFM. I am Dr. Anita Opon, your quiz mistress, and this is a primetime production. So this contest comes to you in 5 rounds. I'll be starting with round 1. Some few rules for us to be on the same page. Questions will be posed to each school and contestant. You have 10 seconds to give an answer, or 30 seconds to give an answer if the question involves calculation. If the answer you give me is correct, the school gets 3 points. If it's incorrect, I may pass the question on for a bonus. Please, your answer should be on a 1 attempt only. 1 attempt in the sense that you give your answer once. It's not that you give your answer, you stop, then you start with a different answer. I will not take any of the answers that you give me. Okay? And for a bonus, the other 2 schools, the first to press the bell, will have the opportunity to answer for 1 point if the answer is correct, and a deduction of 1 point if the answer is not correct. Please mind you, do not press the bell if I have not ruled on the answer given by the school with the major question. I'll repeat that. Do not press the bell if I have not ruled on the answer given by the school that had the major question. Only press it after I have given my ruling or the school has been bailed out. If you do that, I will not call you. Only if you ring the bell after, then I can call you. And significant figures are significant. Please, do you get that? So mind your significant figures. I said significant figures are what? Significant. So mind your significant figures. Okay. In round 1, I'll be starting from Keta Senior High Technical School. And it's a preamble to all schools, so please listen to it. This is quite a long one, but bear with me. The air that humans breathe contain particulate matters such as dust, dirt, viral particles, and bacteria that can damage the lungs or trigger allergic immune responses. Mention the protective mechanism that enables the following parts of the respiratory system avoid problems or tissue damage. The air that humans breathe contain particulate matters such as dirt, dust, viral particles, and bacteria that can damage the lungs or trigger allergic immune responses. Mention the protective mechanisms that enable the following parts of the respiratory system avoid problems or tissue damage. Keta Senior High Technical School, in the nasal cavity. Yes, Francisca.
In the nasal cavity, there are hairs and mucus which traps these dust particles and dirt to prevent them from damaging the...
That is correct. Fomena T.I. Amass, the lungs. Yes, Kingsford.
The lungs is highly vascularized.
Highly?
Vascularized.
Okay.
So they have more blood vessels which carry blood inside and outside the lungs. So when the blood is going outside the lungs, it takes some bacteria and some pathogen out of the lungs, which help the tissue to remain undefected or reduce the harm.
That is incorrect. For a bonus. Okay, the lungs produce mucus that traps particulates. Adventist Senior High, Bantama, the bronchi and the bronchioles, or the bronchi and the bronchioles. Yes, Francis.
They have cilia, which propels foreign materials out of the bronchioles, and also they produce mucus.
That is correct. So a preamble to all schools. Find the equation of the image of the given curve. Find the equation of the image of the given curve. Keta Senior High Technical School, bracket open, x minus 3, bracket close, all squared, plus, bracket open, y plus 3, bracket closed, all squared, equals 10, after a reflection in the x-axis. Yes, Bright.
Okay. I have the expression x minus 3 all squared plus the expression y plus 2 all squared equals 10.
That is incorrect. Adventist Senior High for a bonus.
The expression x minus 3, that expression squared, plus into bracket y minus 3, that expression squared equals 10.
That is correct. Fomena T.I. Amass. Y squared equals 4x after a reflection in the line y equals x. Yes, Louis.
We have x squared to be equal to 4y.
That is correct. Adventist Senior High, Bantama. Yours is x cubed minus y cubed equals 10 after a reflection in the y-axis.
You have
Yes, Emmanuel.
negative x cubed minus y cubed equals 10.
That is correct. Keta Senior High Technical School. Name the source of heating that can be used in the fractional distillation of two liquids whose boiling points are about 45 degrees Celsius or 55 degrees Celsius respectively. Yes, Bright.
The Benson burner.
That is incorrect. For a bonus. So we have the electric heating mantle, or a water bath on a hot plate, or a water bath being heated by the Benson burner. Fomena T.I. Amass. Your question is, name the piece of glassware that must definitely be present in a setup for heating a liquid mixture under reflux. Yes, Kingsford.
A fractionating column. That's a condenser.
That is correct. Adventist Senior High School, Bantama. Name the piece of glassware suitable for preparation of a bulk solution of accurately known concentration.
Volumetric flask.
That is, yes, that is correct. Keta Senior High Technical School. A battery has an EMF of 12 volts and an internal resistance of 0.5 ohms. Find the terminal voltage of the battery when it supplies a current of 4 ampere.
Hmm. 10 volts.
That is correct. Fomena T.I. Amass. A battery has an EMF of 9 volts and an internal resistance of 0.2 ohms. Find the current the battery supplies when its terminal voltage is 8 volts. Yes, Kingsford.
5 amperes.
That is correct. Adventist Senior High School, Bantama. Find the internal resistance of a battery of EMF 24 volts whose terminal voltage is 22 volts when it applies a current of 8 ampere. Yes, Emmanuel.
0.25 ohms.
That is correct. A preamble to all schools. Find the acceleration vector of a particle of mass m acted upon by the forces. So I'll give you forces and you are to find the acceleration vector of the particle of mass m. Keta Senior High Technical School. 3I minus 4j newtons, negative 5I plus j newtons, 5I minus 3j newtons, and m is 0.5 kilograms.
Is this one 0.5?
Yes, Francisca.
The acceleration vector is 6I minus 12j meters per second squared.
That is correct. Fomena T.I. Amass, yours is 4I minus 2j newtons, 2I plus 3j newtons, negative 3I plus 4j newtons, and m equals 0.2 kilograms. Yes, Kingsford.
Five I plus 2j, all in meters per second squared.
That is incorrect. Keta Senior High for a bonus.
15I plus 25j meters per second squared.
That is correct. Adventist Senior High School, Bantama, yours is 5I minus 7j newtons, 3I plus j newtons, plus I minus 3j newtons, and m equals 0.3 kilograms. Yes, Francis.
30I minus 30j, all in meters per second squared.
That is correct. Another preamble to all schools. Indicate how sandy soil differ from clay soil with respect to the following. Indicate how sandy soils differ from clay soil with respect to the following. Keta Senior High Technical School, ability to hold nutrients. Yes, Francisca.
Clay soil has a higher ability to hold enough nutrients compared to sandy soil. Thus, clay soil can hold a large amount of nutrients, whereas sandy soil can only hold little amount of nutrients.
2 out of 3. Sandy soil doesn't hold any nutrients. Okay. Fomena T.I. Amass, moisture holding capacity. Yes, Louis.
The clay has high moisture holding capacity than the sandy soil.
2 out of 3. So the sandy soil has poor moisture holding capacity. Okay. And the clayey soil has very good moisture holding capacity. I told you to give me the distinction. Adventist Senior High School, Bantama, air spaces.
The sandy soil has larger air spaces, and the clay soil has small air spaces.
That is correct. Keta Senior High Technical School. 18.0 decimeter cube of nitrogen gas at a pressure of 120 kilopascal is compressed to a pressure of 160 kilopascals at a constant temperature. Calculate the new volume.
Yes. 13.5 dmq.
That is correct. Fomena T.I. Amass, the volume of oxygen gas obtained in an experiment at 27 degrees Celsius is 3.90 decimeter cube. What would have been the volume of oxygen obtained if the room temperature had been 37 degrees Celsius? Assume the pressure of the gas was constant. Yes, Louise. Louise.
.2 decimeter cube.
That is incorrect. Keta Senior High Technical School.
4.03 dm cube.
That is correct. Adventist Senior High School, Bantama. A balloon contains 16.5 decimeter cube of neon at 27.0 degrees Celsius and 100 kilopascal. If the gas is heated to 72.0 degrees Celsius, whilst the pressure in the balloon increases to 115 kilopascals, calculate the volume of the balloon under these conditions. Francis.
Okay. We have 1.44 1.44 dmq.
That is incorrect. For a bonus, the answer is 16.5 decimeter cube. The last set of questions for round 1. Keta Senior High Technical Schools. Find the mean life of a radioactive element whose half-life is 1.5 seconds. Yes, Francisca.
2.2 seconds.
That is correct. Fomena T.I. Amass. Find the decay constant of a radioactive element whose half-life is 250 seconds. Yes, Kingsford.
0.0028 per second.
That is correct. Okay. Adventist Senior High School, Bantama. Find the decay constant of a radioactive element whose half-life is 1,200 seconds.
Okay, we have
Francis.
5.8 times 10 raised to the power -5 per second.
That is incorrect. Keta Senior High Technical School.
5.8 times 10 to the power -4 per second.
That is correct. And that ends round 1.
Alande. Make I walk you through my everyday life. Busy, busy, busy from the morning light. My to-do list long, shadow fit to overlap. So sharp, sharp, turn on mobile app. School fees check, light bills check. Do I'm with speed like a G4 jet. Every other day I am not upset. Check, I don't even use checks, city check. Me, I know they run to get a bill, then I tap and bounce. So, hey, no worries in my mind, oh. Get a text, new amount in account, oh. Cash, no, Alande. See my eye gets like I hit the jackpot. Got a quick question for the chat, but where's the nearest ATM spot? New deepers in the cash slut. I be on my modern day new African steez. Digital man on my Q's and P's. The way it's safe and secure it to be. Woo, wee. Everyday life, oh, time no day believe me. No long things in my life, oh, like I'm simple and easy. Everyday life, oh, time no day believe me. No long things in my life, oh, like I'm simple and easy.
Easy, Absa, you see how they smile. I dey check my alpha. Oh, internet data finish. Then star 895 hash. Make I count my account.
At the end of round 1, Fomena T.I. Amass has 14 points. Adventist Senior High School Bantama has 19 points. Keta Senior High School has 20 points. We move to round 2, which is the speed race. In this round, questions will be posed to all schools, and the first school to press the bell will have the opportunity to answer. If the answer is correct, the school gets 3 points. If that answer is incorrect, the second school that pressed the bell will have the opportunity to answer for 2 points if that answer is correct. If that also is incorrect, the third school that pressed the bell will have the opportunity to answer for 1 point. All incorrect answers attract a deduction of 1 point. And please, this is speed race. So I am assuming that when you press the bell, it means you know the answer. So when you press the bell, go straight to the point and give me your answer. This is not the time that you're going to do your calculation or you're going to do consultation. Know the answer before you press the bell. And do not read the question back to me. Like, the value of x is, no. Just give me, if it is 2, it is 2. If it is 3, it is 3. A boy, just say it. If you delay in giving your answer, I will move to the next school that pressed the bell. Do I need to repeat that, or you understand me? If you delay in giving your answer, I will move to the next school that pressed the bell. With that said, we'll start round 2. Find the solution set of the equation absolute value of x equals negative x. Adventist Senior High School, Bantama.
There is no solution set.
That is incorrect. Keta Senior High Technical School.
X is such that x is equal to 0.
That is incorrect. Fomena T.I. Amass.
S is such that S has no real solution.
That is incorrect. X is such that x is less than or equal to 0. A committee of 3 is to be formed from 3 men and 3 women. In how many ways can this be done if there are 2 women and 1 man on the committee? Yes, Adventist Senior High, Bantama.
6 ways.
That is incorrect. Fomena T.I. Amass.
4 ways.
That is incorrect. You didn't ring your bell. Keta Senior High Technical School.
9 ways.
That is correct. Describe the set of points xy such that x squared plus y squared is greater than 4 but less than 9. Yes, Keta Senior High Technical School.
Okay, these are points such that the points are found between the circles with equations x squared plus y squared equals 4. And
that
then
is incorrect. Okay, regions between 2 concentric circles with center at the origin and having radius 2 and 3. When solid KMnO4 is heated, K2MnO4, MnO4 and oxygen gas are formed. Give a balanced equation for the reaction. Yes, Keta Senior High Technical School. Francisca.
4 moles of KMnO4 going into, in the presence of heat, K2MnO4, that's 2 moles, plus 2 moles of MnO4 plus 1 mole of O2.
That is incorrect. It's 2 moles of KMnO4 going into K2MnO4 plus MnO4 plus MnO2 plus O2. What is the difference between hard water? Yes, Fomena T.I. Amass.
Hard water does not lather with soap easily, and heavy water has a composition of D2O.
That is correct. Name the isomeric alkene or alkenes of 1-pentene that will show cis-trans isomerism. Yes, Fomena T.I. Amass.
Cis 1-pentene.
That is not correct. Two pentene. A mycorrhiza is a symbiotic association between a fungus and the roots of vascular plants. How many plants benefit from this association? How do plants benefit from this association? Yes. Keta Senior High.
The fungi helps the plant to absorb nutrients and minerals as well as water from the soil. And these nutrients may include phosphate, ions, and other nutrients which will help in the development of the plant. That's the fungi increases the surface area for absorption of.
I was waiting for the large surface area. In which part of the mammalian respiratory system does the actual exchange of? Yes, Keta Senior High.
The alveoli.
That is correct. Which macronutrient is a component of all organic compounds?
Carbon.
That is correct. Two very large parallel plates separated by 4 millimeters have a potential difference of 800 volts across them. Find the magnitude. Yes, Keta Senior High Technical School. Francisca or Bright.
200 kilovolts per meter.
That is correct. Water escapes from a small hole near the bottom of a large tank containing water to a depth of 1.8 meters. Fomena T.I. Amass.
The velocity is 6.0 meters per second.
That is not correct. Find the speed with which the water escapes. Yes, Keta Senior High Technical School.
6.0 meters per second.
But that's what he said. That's not correct. is 6 meters per second. I told you significant figures. A heat engine absorbs 750 joules of heat at a heat reservoir and rejects 450 joules. Yes, Adventist SHS.
So the efficiency is 50%.
That is not correct. Rejects 450 joules of heat at a cold reservoir. What is the thermal efficiency of the? Yes, Fomena T.I. Amass.
Is 60%.
That is not correct. Keta Senior High Technical School.
40%.
That is correct. And that ends round 2.
Every now and again, Goyle makes good things happen. This time, Goyle has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goyle Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goyle Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goyle Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goyle Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goyle has that sorted. Goyle, good energy.
Physics question. Water escapes from a small hole. The data was given to 2 significant figures, so Fomena T.I. Amass answer is correct. protest about the chemistry question? Yes. What I have here is also incorrect. The answer given by Keta Senior High Technical School was still not a balanced equation. So it's still wrong. Okay? Yes. At the end of round 2, Adventist Senior High School Bantama has 16 points. Fomena T.I. Amass has 16 points, and Keta Senior High Technical School has 31 points. So we move to round 3, which is the problem of the day round. At stake in this round is the Prudential Life Insurance NSMQ Star. The NSMQ Star is awarded to the team that is able to win a perfect score of 10 points for the problem of the day. A star at this stage is worth 2,400 cedis to the team. And as you know, problem of the day, we give you a question, and all schools, you have 4 minutes to provide a solution on the monitors behind you. After the 4 minutes, I will grade your solutions and award points. You may stand by the monitors as we go through the problem of the day and face the audience. The problem of the day is from chemistry. The balanced equation for the gas phase decomposition of compound A to B and C is as follows. 2A gaseous going into 2B gaseous plus C gaseous, or 2A gas going into 2B gas plus C gas. The equilibrium constant Kc for the reaction at 250 degrees Celsius is 1.08 times 10 to the power negative 11. A, write down the expression for the equilibrium constant Kc of the reaction. B, calculate the equilibrium concentration of A gas, B gas, and C gas of the reaction if the initial concentration of A gas is 0.100 moles per dm cube. State a reasonable assumption made in the calculation and predict the effect an increase in the total pressure will have on the equilibrium process. This is the problem of the day. Contestants, you have 4 minutes. Stop writing. So let's go through the solution from the consultants. The Kc for the reaction will be Kc equals concentration of B squared multiplying concentration of C, all divided by the concentration of A squared. If you write that, you get 2 points. Then you go through the table, which is you give the initial concentration. Initial concentration of A is 0.100. Initial concentration of B and C are all 0.00. At equilibrium, the concentration of A will be 0.100 minus 2x. The concentration of B will be 2x and the concentration of C will be x. That you get 1 point. Then if you're able to go through, you input the right values, you get 1 point for that. Then you arrive at the correct answer, you get 2 points for that. That makes 6 points in total. So the answer for A, concentration of A, if you're able to get that, is 0.1. The concentration of B would be 2 times the value of x, which is 6.00, and the concentration of C will be 3.00 times 10 to the power negative 5 moles per decimeter cube. All that will add up to the 6 points. Then if you give the assumption, the amount of A that decomposes, the assumption is that the amount of A that decomposes at equilibrium is small and negligible compared with the initial concentration. If you're able to write that, you get 2 points. And D, which is what will be the effect with an increase in total pressure. An increase in pressure will favor the reverse reaction, or more of A will be formed at higher pressures, but the equilibrium constant Kc will not change. That is also 2 points, and that makes 10 points. So the solutions from our contestants: Fomena T.I. and Amass was able to give the Kc expression, so they get 2 points there. But when they went to the ice table, I think they forgot that the change would be very negligible. So that is where their downfall was. So they were not able to calculate the concentration of A, B, and C. But they were able to give the effect of increase in pressure, which is it will favor the reverse reaction, but they could not tell me how it will affect Kc. So they get 1 point there, therefore they get 3 out of 10. Keta Senior High Technical School also did the same. They were able to give the Kc value, but they also forgot that the change in concentration will be small or negligible. So they also lost their way there, but they were able to state that increase in pressure will favor the reverse or the reaction to the left, but did not mention how it will affect Kc, so they also get 1 plus 2, that is 3 points, so 3 out of 10. Adventist Senior High School, Bantama, started well. They gave the Kc, they were able to fill the ice table, but in the calculation, they could not finish their calculation to give me the concentration of A, B, and C, and that was what they were able to do. So they got 4 out of 10. And that ends round 3. At the end of round 3, Fomena T.I. Amass has 19 points. Adventist Senior High School, Bantama, has 20 points. And Keta Senior High Technical School has 34 points. Before we move to round 4, Fomena T.I. Amass will have a substitution. Abubakar Abdullah, the writing, I can't read it. It's coming in for Asamoah Louise. Substitution for Keta Senior High. Okay, James Lutrot is coming in for who? Francisca. Okay, James Lutrot is coming in for Francisca Lamine. Okay, so round 4, the true or false round. I'll pose a statement to each school and contestants will tell me whether the statement I made is true or false. If you give a correct answer, the school gets 2 points. If it's incorrect, a deduction of 1 point. But you may choose not to answer, for which that statement will be passed on to the other 2 schools. The first to ring the bell will have the opportunity to answer. If the answer is correct, the school gets 2 points. If it's incorrect, a deduction of 1 point. Is everyone ready? This time I'll be starting from Adventist Senior High School, Bantama. But it's a preamble to all schools. One of the effects of global warming is an increase in mean sea level. One of the effects of global warming is an increase in mean sea level. Adventist Senior High School. The melting of the ice in icebergs floating in the sea does not lead to mean sea level rise. Yes, Francis?
True.
That is correct. Fomena T.I. Amass, the melting of the ice in glaciers and ice sheets on coastal land does not lead to mean sea level rise. Yes, Abubakar?
True.
That is not correct. Keta Senior High Technical School, thermal expansion of seawater does not lead to mean sea level rise. Yes, James. James.
True.
James, that is not correct. Adventist Senior High School, Bantama. To perform a brown ring test to confirm triazonitrate 5-ion, FeSO4 solution and concentrated H2SO4 are required. Yes, Emmanuel?
True.
That is correct. Fomena T.I. Amass, NO2 gas decolorizes acidified KMNO4 solution when the gas is bubbled through the solution. Yes, Abubakar?
True.
That is correct. Keta Senior High Technical School, when H2 gas is bubbled through acidified solution of KMNO4, the purple color of the KMNO4 will be discharged. Yes, James?
True.
That is correct. Adventist Senior High, Bantama. The cytoskeleton aids in cell division.
False.
That is not correct. Fomena T.I. Amass, the cytoskeleton organizes the cell and keeps the cell's organelles in place. Yes, Kingsford?
It's true.
That is correct. Keta Senior High Technical School. The cytoskeleton aids in the movement of organelles throughout the cell. Yes, James?
True.
That is correct. A preamble to all schools. The given equation has no real solution. The given equation has no real solution. Adventist Senior High School, Bantama. Cos x equals sec x. Yes, Francis?
False.
That is correct. Fomena T.I. Amass, sine x equals negative cosec x. Yes, Kingsford? Or is that Abubakar?
False.
That is not correct. Keta Senior High Technical School, tan x equals negative cot x. Yes, James?
False.
James, that is not correct. Adventist Senior High School, Bantama. If the net force on moving object is 0, the object moves in a straight line. Yes,
False.
Francis, that is not correct. Fomena T.I. Amass, if the net force on a moving object is 0, the object eventually stops. Yes.
False.
That is correct. Keta Senior High Technical School, if the net force on a moving object is 0, the acceleration of the object is 0. Yes, James?
True.
That is correct. Adventist Senior High School, Bantama, codominance and incomplete dominance are examples of non-Mendelian inheritance. Yes, Emmanuel?
False.
Emmanuel, that is not correct. Fomena T.I. Amass, codominance occurs when the phenotype is intermediate to the phenotype of the parents.
True.
That is not correct. Keta Senior High Technical School, in non-Mendelian inheritance, the resulting phenotype of the offspring is different from the phenotypes of either parents. Yes, James?
True.
That is correct. A preamble to all schools. The pair of equations represents parallel lines. The pair of equations represents parallel lines. Adventist Senior High School, Bantama, y equals 3x plus 5 and x divided by 1 over 3 plus y divided by negative 1 equals 12. Yes, Emmanuel?
True.
That is correct. Fomena T.I. Amass, y equals negative 5x plus 3 and 5x minus y equals 3. Yes, Kingsford?
False.
That is correct. Keta Senior High Technical School, x over 2 plus y over 3 equals 1, and y equals 3x over 2 plus 7.
False.
That is correct. So the last set of statements for round 4. Adventist Senior High School, Bantama. Fast reactions are always explosive. Yes, Emmanuel.
False.
That is correct. Fomena T.I. Amass, reaction in the gaseous phase are usually faster than reactions in the liquid phase. Yes, Kingsford.
True.
That is not correct. Keta Senior High Technical School, first order reactions are not necessarily faster than second order reactions. Yes, James.
True.
That is correct. And that ends round 4. Fomena T.I. Amass has 23 points. Adventist Senior High School, Bantama has 27 points. And Keta Senior High Technical School has 44 points. We move to the last round for the competition, which is the round 5, known as the Riddles round. And at stake in this round is the Girl Riddle Bonanza. This seeks to award the team that is able to solve 3 or all 4 riddles correctly. At this stage, if you are able to solve 3 riddles correctly, the team wins 1,200 Ghana cedis. If you solve all 4 riddles correctly, the team wins 1,600 Ghana cedis. And in round 5, I'll be reading a set of clues. And contestants, when you think you know what I'm referring to, you can draw my attention by ringing the bell. If the answer you give is correct whilst I'm on the first clue, the school gets 5 points. On the second clue, the school gets 4 points. On the third clue or any other number of clues, the school gets 3 points. But unfortunately, if your answer is incorrect, you would have to sit out for that particular riddle. Are we ready? Are you ready to win some money? Yes? Okay. My first riddle. I am a long bone, vital in the formation of both the wrist and elbow joints. I am one of the two primary bones forming the forearms in humans. I can be divided into three parts: the proximal or upper end, shaft, and the distal or lower end. Yes, Adventist Senior High School, Bantama. Francis.
Humerus.
That is not correct. Should I go on? Okay. I am a corresponding part of the four limbs of vertebrates above fishes. I am the bone on the little finger side of the human forearm. Who am I? Yes, Keta Senior High Technical School. James.
Radius.
That is not correct. Yes, Fomena T.I. Amass.
Tarsals.
Oh no. I said a long bone, and you said tarsals. Anyone? The ulna. Okay. Nobody wants the 1006. I am a geometric measure. I am associated with solids. Example of such solids are cuboids, sphere, cylinders, etc. My basic unit is the unit cube. Yes, Keta Senior High.
Volume.
That is correct. I was on the fourth clue. They get 3 points. I am an organic compound. I have a pleasant smell, which is generally characteristics of members of my family. My odor specifically resembles that of pineapple. Acid or alkaline hydrolysis of me will yield two compounds, one of which is an alkanol. My alkanol can be obtained by fermentation of sucrose. And my second product is a compound with 4 carbons. Yes, Keta Senior High.
Ethyl butanoate.
That is correct. So, I was on the last clue. They get 3 points. The last riddle for the round. Is someone going to win the 1,000 too? Or you also win some? I am a type of magnetic material. I have a distinctive magnetic behavior. Unlike iron, my magnetic response is weak. Yes, Keta Senior High.
Diamagnetic material.
That is correct. So, I was on the third clue. They get 3 points. And that ends round 5.
Awurade your humble servant kwakwa do maba. Na tight na so kra ntini hu ntwa. So ya bejime. Matthew 7:7. Wo se yemisa na de be mayen. Papa tugu me so. 2020 was a very tough year. 2021 there. Mafia. First, me talk about Gary Kitwebi. Say the concrete and casa and the medium. Papi, in the system, no wire ding. Has been so dear, but me, I am a kama. I am young palm, the Miamato. Show me a miracle.
It's showering cash with a grand prize of 100,000 Ghana cedis in the Airtel Tigo Tugumisu promo. Top up, do so much more on Airtel Tigo and earn points to win lots of cash. Dial star 500 hash and recharge 5 Ghana cedis to also win data and call minutes. Get Airtel Tigo.
Airtel Tigo, no, my dear.
Of the contest, Fomena T.I. Amass had 23 points. Adventist Senior High School Bantama had 27 points. And Keta Senior High Technical School wins with 53 points. Adventist Senior High School and Fomena T.I. Amass. Unfortunately, this is where the journey ends for you two, but I'm looking forward to meeting you next year with a much better performance. Okay? All right. Congratulations to Keta Senior High Technical School for winning the Goil Riddle Bonanza. You answered 3 of the riddles correctly. The team wins 1,200 Ghana cedis. Also, congratulations for winning this contest and qualifying to the quarterfinal stage of the competition. What's more, if your score remains the highest for the day, you can also win the Airtel Tigo Highest Scorer Award, which at this stage is worth 2,000 Ghana cedis. I wish you all the best. And viewers, make it a point to join us next time. Fomena, you want to tell me something? Oh. Okay. Viewers, make it a point to join us next time when we bring you the contest, which will feature Ghana National College, Infantsipim School, and T.I. Amass Kumasi. The National Science and Maths Quiz is proudly sponsored by the Ghana Education Service in partnership with Absa Bank and supported by Joy News, Goil, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, Airtel Tigo, Dano Milk, Joy Industries, Kiki Juice Drink, Accra College of Medicine, Academic City University College, Adansi Travels, Kenya Airways, Zipline, GTP, and YFM. I am Dr. Anita Opon, your quiz mistress, and this is a prime time production. Thank you.
The Goil Riddle Bonanza would reward teams that would solve 3 or 4 riddles in a contest correctly.
Imebo.
Holy faith.
Yes.
This prize will be reviewed upward at every stage of the competition as follows. At the preliminary stage, answering 3 riddles correctly is worth 800 Ghana cedis, while answering 4 riddles correctly is worth 1,200 Ghana cedis. At the 1/8 stage, answering 3 riddles correctly is worth 1,200 Ghana cedis, while answering 4 riddles correctly is worth 1,600 Ghana cedis. At the quarter-final stage, answering 3 riddles correctly is worth 1,600 Ghana cedis, while answering 4 riddles correctly is worth 2,000 Ghana cedis. At the semi-final stage, answering 3 riddles correctly is worth 2,000 Ghana cedis, while answering 4 riddles correctly is worth 2,400 Ghana cedis. At the grand finale, Answering 3 riddles correctly is worth 3,200 Ghana cedis, while answering 4 riddles correctly is worth 4,000 Ghana cedis.